Hi, my name is John Weymouth, and today we're going to be talking about the Alcon Constellation, some of the issues that happen during the auto gas fill. This is the device that's used for auto gas fill, and it comes in a couple different pieces, all in one kit, but when it's finally assembled, this is how it looks. So what you do with this is that you plug it into the fitting here, and the purpose of this is that we have two tanks of gas in the back of the unit, but we'll take a look at those. We'll have a picture of those tanks. You make sure they're turned on and that all the fittings are connected and pushed and locked in place. And if that's the case, then we simply go over to our auto gas fill mode. We have two different gases we can select, C3F8. Perfect. So it's confirmed. So now I'm just going to press start. And this has two purge cycles. So what's going to happen is that it's going to fill it with gas, and then it changes the valve around and pressurizes this line and pushes the gas back out. Then it reverts back, fills the syringe for 20 cc's, and then when that's complete, so that's the second purge. Now we'll do one more. And the number of purges cycles tells you on the screen here, but you can make it 1, 2, or 3. And the purpose of that to make sure there's no mixture of air and gas in the line, so it makes sure you have pure gas. So now we're complete. It says 20 cc's has been delivered. And what's cool here is that you have a little scale that if the doctor wants 17%, it tells you to get 17%, you push the plunger to 12.2 cc's. So the way we do that is that we'll take this off, pull this off, make sure my finger's on the end here. So I want 17, so I need to remove this. Now I have full control. Go to 10.2, there's 10.2, and then pull it back to 60 cc's. Now I have a syringe that's filled with 17% C3F8 gas. So very straightforward, very easy to do. But what can go wrong? Well, a couple things that can go wrong is that this fitting is not placed tight on here. And if that's the case, then it won't let it purge. So you got to make sure that's placed on there and it's firm. You want to make sure these connections are tight. And when you place it into the unit here, push it until it clicks. So that's the front of the unit. Next, we're going to show you the back of the system and what can go wrong in the back of the unit, where the main tanks are and the valves are and the fittings. Okay, now we're on the back of the system. And then what I want to show you here is that this is the lines that come down from each of the tanks where our two regulators are. And if we look at the gauges here, look at the two tanks, we have our regulators here, we have our valve. This needs to be turned on. And at the end of the case, you want to make sure both of these are shut off, because if you don't, any leak will occur, will drain these two tanks. So there we can see how much pressure we have in each of the different tanks. And then if you look at our fittings, this one fitting here, if that gets broken or snapped off, it could be a problem. If this is disconnected here, now we're leaking gas. That's not good. So you want to make sure that connection is tight. The same on this one here. Make sure those connections are tight and that there's no break in the lines. And then when you come up to the top here, this fitting, now it's leaking, so you want to make sure that is in and proper so that it doesn't leak. So if you find that your gas is leaking or you're not getting enough pressure, the different fittings that you have on here, the difference that it can make is that if any of these are loose or it's broken, and if you have the tanks on, that slow leak will empty the tank. So Remember, at the end of the day, make sure you shut everything off, end of the surgical case. And if you can actually remember to do that right after the gas is used and fill the syringe, that'd be ideal, because if there is a slight leak, you're going to shut it off instantly. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us. We'd be happy to help you and walk you through any of the situations you might need to rectify. Thank you.